Hi, my name is Vivi Zala, and this week is week 15, which is January 10th to 14th of the van renovation project. So this week we had a theoretical talk of the future of this project with Mr. Hicks, Mr. Ortega, and the rest of the class. It was a really long discussion, and we decided what we wanted to include in the van and what to do after we finish the interior and we start using the plywood. And this video will also include week 16, which is January 17th to 21, where we start using the plywood and incorporating the cardboard template measurements into it so that we can create a strong plywood flooring for the van. So let's get to it. After a long theoretical talk, we decided that we needed to clear out the plywood as the ones that Mr. Hicks provided us had a lot of screws and nails in it. So we decided to use hammers to take them out, and this took a really long time as there were a lot of little screws that we needed to remove so that we don't mess up the saw blade in the jigsaw. Here was just a progress picture of us doing that, and here you can see that we removed the border, but there are still a lot of small nails that we needed to remove inside of it. So what we had to do is, because we noticed that the plywood wasn't long enough or wide enough to have a full half piece of the flooring, we decided to cut the cardboard flooring pieces in half. So now instead of 2 cardboard pieces, one for the front and one for the back, we had 4. One for the left, right, for both front and back. And here's a picture of Rosanna using a ruler and chalk to just make sure that our lines are really straight so that our pieces are not irregular shaped. Then what we did was to tape and clamp the cardboard pieces that we just cut onto the plywood, and here's just one out of the 4 pieces. To increase efficiency, what we decided to do was create 2 teams. My team worked with the back pieces, and that meant we had 2 cardboard pieces that we needed to cut out of the plywood. This would also help everyone get more experience using the jigsaw. So now that everything was taped, what we did was trace the cardboard piece and then use the jigsaw to cut it out. Here is Miguel cutting out the plywood with the use of the jigsaw. One problem that we were having was we only had one electrical jigsaw, so what we had to do is we had to wait for the other team to finish so that we can use it, and this was a big problem, and it really made us lose a lot of time. Here is piece number 1. This piece, as you can see, was cut very well, and the next step was to take this piece and try fitting it in the van to see if it fit correctly and if it needed any adjustments. Once we finished using that piece of plywood, here is a second one, and again we had to remove the screws and nails, and then we decided to just trace on the cardboard piece onto this plywood piece, and then the step was to cut it out with the jigsaw. Here George is just showing off the arches, which would take a lot more time to cut out as it's a circular edge, and so that was what we were going to be doing next week.